Good morning from San Antonio, Texas. It's sort of a cloudy but warm March morning, and today we have an exciting adventure in store.
We sure do. A lot of times when people think San Antonio, they think the Alamo, which is the most famous of all the missions that are in this area. But you may not be aware that besides the Alamo, there are 4 other missions in the area that are all connected by a hiking and walking trail. So we're excited because we're going to visit all of those today in a little bit non-traditional manner. We're going to go on our bikes.
And we're starting here at Mission Espada, so let's check it out. The missions were far more than just a church, and so yes, the goal of the Spaniards was to convert the natives to Catholicism, but they also provided a lot of instruction on farming, and there were spots here for education and granaries and all kinds of other buildings that surrounded the church.
The Mission Trail is part of the National Park Service. It is a National Historical Park, and so you're going to find great signage that has all kinds of information to tell you about each of the missions that you visit. This is a in and out trail. It's not a loop trail. So we started at the end where Mission Espada is, and we are headed toward the Alamo to see all of these great, interesting missions along the way.
It's always amazing to be able to just walk right up and touch a building that is hundreds of years old. These were built in the early 1700s.
If you don't have your own bike while you're down in this area and would like to bike the trail, there are rental stations along the Riverwalk Trail where you can rent bikes. They are electronic bikes that you can use, and there are docking stations along the way where you can either leave them when you're finished, or if you need to stay for a while, you can charge them up there.
Like many attractions, it's always an advantage to get started early in the morning, and we didn't even start super early. Right now it's just after 9 a.m. We've not seen one other person on this trail so far, so we have the place to ourselves, and it's just a nice chance to relax and feel that quiet seclusion.
Just after leaving Mission Espada, you go to the area that makes you just feel like you're riding through the countryside. You're following along the San Antonio River, and it's just kind of grassy with some trees around. Feels very rural knowing that you're right here in San Antonio. Mission number 2, Mission San Juan de Capistrano.
Well, do you see that nice paved path over there in the distance on the other side of the river? That's where we're supposed to be. We took an alternate, we'll call it an alternate path out of the San Juan mission, and we wound up in the wrong spot. So we are backtracking to mission number 2, the San Juan de Capistrano mission, and then we're going to get on the paved trail, which will be more comfortable for us and especially more comfortable for Jasper. Well, this section of the trail between the San Juan and San Jose missions, we're actually on the San Antonio Riverwalk. It's nice because it's paved, smooth, and wide open. Sure beats the gravel.
Mission number 3, San Jose.
Well, we are just arriving at the San Jose mission, and we're on the outskirts, and it's a much more developed area with more extensive parking, and we're getting closer to the heart of the city, and so that makes sense. There are restrooms here, there's a visitor center, and now let's head over to the actual mission. This is really neat with all of the looks like little apartments that are in the wall area that are surrounding the courtyard. And they're what now? Indian quarters, okay. And then they have little ovens that are outside each of the places. So we'll zoom in on one and give you a look, and then we're heading toward the main mission. Well, we finished at Mission San Jose, and now we are heading to Mission Concepcion. And after the San Jose mission, we had to go through a little bit more of some urban area. We were along a busy street, and we are back on the Riverwalk now, where it's much more quiet.
Mission number 4, Mission Concepcion. All of the missions, except for the Alamo, are actually still active congregations. So there are Catholic services that go on Sundays. So if you are touring the area, you want to make sure that you don't interrupt any services when you are visiting, and they'll have signage to let you know.
Well, the last of the missions is the most famous, and that would be the Alamo. And since we're doing this as a bike tour, and since we have Jasper with us, we're deciding to skip the last stop on this trip anyway, because it's just not quite safe enough for us to feel comfortable taking Jasper through town. But it's been a great trip to see the other missions.
Oh, for sure. It's gorgeous, and the bike paths are amazing. I mean, we love finding places that have networks of bike trails, and San Antonio is full of them. It has been more challenging than we thought. When we had mapped it out, we had this nice little map that we had found online that gave Google Map directions and looked like it kept you on the trails the whole way. We got down some little side trail, which was a cool trail, but it was gravel and bouncy, not what we really want when we're pulling the dog trailer. And we had a couple places where we've had to go through some roads. And again, that's why we're not going on to the Alamo, because when Jasper's in the dog trailer, he can actually jump out onto the highway, and that's not something that we want to deal with. And we've been to the Alamo before. It's not like we haven't been there. We've been to San Antonio a couple times. I've had some presentations I've had to do for conferences for work, and we've seen it then.
Yep.
So we may go see it this evening when we go downtown to more of the main Riverwalk area for dinner, but not going to be part of our bike tour.
Well, we hope that you've enjoyed this little look at some of the missions in San Antonio. Get out and explore, because today is an adventure day.